What's going on, NPLife crew? Over the last couple of years, I've had quite a few people ask me to do like a camera gear walkthrough. Seems kind of weird to me, but I'm in. I love talking about gear, so this seems like a great opportunity to do it. In a couple of weeks, we're going on a bear hunt, and so I'm just doing like a basic inventory, making sure I've got everything the way I need. So we're going to go through camera gear, and I'll go through hunting gear, basically all the things that I'm bringing. I'm not hunting, I'm just filming, so this is my essentials for the trip. So just because I want to show you guys the camera that I'm filming on, because this is my like #1 go-to, I'll show you the GoPro, okay? Because I'll use this actually to look at that camera. So this is a GoPro Hero 7 Black. This is kind of my main random B-roll shots. I'll set this thing up just about anywhere and just kind of have it looking at us in a blind, or I've got it on this little like U-shaped handle with this little light that I'll use in case it's like rainy or nasty, or I'm trying to get one of those shots like a four-wheeler going through water or whatever it is. Anything nasty, the GoPro, well, it gets the call quick of my main camera through the GoPro here. This is a Canon R6. I've got it in a small rig, a newer handle that kind of comes off the side. This lens that we're using on it right now is a little older lens. What is this? A 16 by 35 f4. So this is kind of like my vloggy close space. Basically anything that I need to be kind of uptight with. Up on top here, I just have a Fuel World monitor that I use. It gets kind of difficult to use the flip out monitor on this. As we go around back, I'll talk about this here in a couple of minutes. This here is our wireless mic, the Movu. I obviously am using it right now. The other half is attached to me. I'll show you kind of the box and stuff of that. Usually I film with the R6 4K, then I can crop it in and out. And some of these nicer L lenses just take a beating a little bit better when we're out hunting. So that is the main camera setup. So I'll flip you back around and talk about everything else. Okay, so we're back in action. My secondary camera, or the camera that I usually have in the blind that's on the animal, is this guy here. So this is a Canon G50. I use the G50 on, this is a 4th arrow swing arm. And I've just got a little cheaper fluid head that I bought off of Amazon. So that goes onto this big old heavy Manfrotto tripod, those little danglies right there. Those, I have some brackets on my boat that I used to strap down. So this goes into here. And now I've got a swing arm that I put the G50 on. And if I'm using the mics here, then I'll put this little Deity little puffy mic here on that. If not, it goes on the camera that I'm talking to right now. That R6 that I'm talking to right now on, that's the one that I usually do my like cinematic type shots, or my interviews, or shots with people in the blind, kind of the cool shots. That camera there is more artsy, where this one here is like a workhorse. Big zoom, all the fun stuff. So I already mentioned this GoPro Hero 7 Black with the little light. This is kind of my tertiary camera. So way back here then, I've got a GoPro Hero 5 Session on an egg timer. So this one seems kind of weird, but this here is for time lapses. So I can coordinate whatever my shots per second is with my egg timer, and I get like panning, time lapses, or one thing I like to do, it's a cool shot, is if I can get into like some trees and put it straight up in the air, I can pan and circle, just some cool little varying artsy type shots. The last camera that I have is the drone. So my drone is just a Mavic Pro. Usually keep another battery with me. And then for the Mavic Pro, I use this big old thing here. This hooks in to where your phone would usually go. And then I can put the iPad into there, so I have a really big screen that I look at when I'm flying. Okay, going into some of the accessories and things, I always bring a giant baggie of GoPro goodies. Random suction cup mounts, adhesive mounts, fittings, things. And then this is kind of like the main one that I use for just about everything. just a little clamp mount. You can put it on basically anywhere. So I always have these little like pull-out bags, bunch of extra batteries for all cameras, GoPros, battery charger. I just kind of put it in this little guy. So I can zip it up and it just goes into the camera bag. Like I mentioned a second ago, I use these Movu wireless transmitter mics, and then I use it's Purple Panda. Ooh, we can't see that word very well. That's the actual mic that I plug into the transmitters. Okay, going on through more things. Back here, Icehole power box. I bring this with just about everywhere because, well, cameras eat batteries and this charges my batteries. Farther back, let's move this out of the way. Got a couple extra lenses for the R6, so this is just the kit lens that comes with it. It's nothing super special. It's a 24 by 105. It's a variable aperture, so I think it's like 4 to 5.7 or something like that. This one here, this is my baby. I love this lens. This is the 70 to 200 f4. This is where I get like those really out of focus shots, those farther shots with the animals. This is like my go-to photography lens, but I also use it for like kind of those cine shots as well. So these are just polarizers. What this does is it's kind of like a pair of polarized sunglasses. It gives it a little bit of shade, but it also cuts the reflection of the sun so you don't get a bunch of weird stuff. Probably the most important piece of gear that I have, sounds dumb, little all-weather notebook and just a regular old pen. So I'll go through like shot lists that I want, interviews, I'll sketch down storyline like as it's happening, just so I remember what's going on the whole time. Going way to the back there, my editing computer is a MacBook Pro, and I just got a little Bluetooth mouse and keyboard. And then all the way back here, I don't even know if you can see me. Yeah, you can. I use these little silicone power external hard drives. So I like to back everything up so I'm not losing it all. And that is like the basic rundown of all the camera gear. Oh, one last thing. Extra mounts for both of my two tripods. I actually keep the tripod, you kind of could see it on the other one that you're looking at right there with as well. It's just kind of a cheaper Amazon carbon fiber thing, which is really good for the money. Okay, so let's go into clothes. Okay, so we'll get into like the clothes that I'm bringing for the trip. It's a spring hunt, so sometimes it can be kind of warm, sometimes it could be cold. It's just very variable, so I'm gonna bring some layers. Most of you guys know that I wear Shields camo. I have for a long time. I'm pro staff with them now, but I wore the stuff before I was. Going into it, I always bring base layers. So I have like a thick pant base layer, a thin pants layer, a thick upper layer, and I have to find my thin one, so that's why I'm doing this. It's just the same. I've got like a really warm one and one just to pull the sweat off. These are both synthetic. Then the next thing is I have my Lucky shirt. So this is my Papa Bear shirt. I wear this every time I go hunting over top of my base layer because it's Lucky. We made those when we announced that we were having our second kid, so that's just part of my repertoire now. This is a lightweight sweater. Over here, just a really lightweight merino wool beanie, some thin gloves. I have to have really thin gloves because when I'm working with the cameras, the big bulky stuff just doesn't work. Going into the outer layers, everything that I'm bringing this time is the Boundary series. So it's like a soft shell. So I got a big old soft shell pair of pants. Man, I folded that really well. This is a vest. Here's the Boundary jacket. Soft shell, again water resistant. We're going to be in blinds for this hunt, but it's the springtime, so you never know. Okay, so the last thing is boots. So main boot I'm going to wear is my Crispies. And then most of the time, I'd imagine when we're actually hunting, I'll be wearing these guys, just some mucks. Because they've still got quite a bit of snow right now, and we've only got 2 weeks until we go there, so I imagine it's going to be pretty sloppy and pretty messy. That is, oh yeah, conditioning cream for the Crispies, because water and leather don't go together very well. All right, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. This is all of the camera gear that I bring with just about any time I travel to go hunting and fishing. For the most part, the camo setup I did is like my workhorse for most of the year. I have really cold weather stuff, I have really lightweight stuff, but that gets used on such a small time on each end of the seasons. The Boundary series stuff, that's what I wear most of the time. And then I use different puffies and different base layers just to kind of fine tune how cold things are going to be from there. Guys, if you like this video and you want to see this stuff actually in action and what we can do with it, do me a favor, head over to the channel and check out Grit 2. It's an adaptive hunting film that I make every year for a group called Prairie Grit. It's pretty dang awesome. And if you are a social media person in general, check out our TikTok, because we're going to be playing around with that there as well. Guys, thank you so much again for watching. Until next time, keep living your North Prairie life.